Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Afinada Aulia Agani, and now I am a college student from the Department of Communication Science, Faculty of Computer Science, Dianuswantoro University in Semarang City, Indonesia. Now, I would like to present my research paper with the title Digitalization of Sobokartti Semarang Profile Used Two-Dimensional Animation. The introduction. In the modern era, the original culture of the Indonesian nation is slowly experiencing a shift in value by the entry of globalization, which opens up opportunities for the country. One of the places from preserving traditional arts that grow and development in society is Sobokartti. The main highlights are in the era of modern digitalization, traditional culture and arts have shifted to local values, and the adaptation of digitalization technology as a means of introduction Sobokartti Semarang. And current conditional affective creative artists so that they experience a crisis from the audience side and the frequency of their performance during the COVID-19 pandemics. And last, conservation of the traditional arts and culture of Sobokartti Semarang, one of the old conservation center in the town of Semarang City. In this research paper, I use the diffusion of innovation theory from Everett M. Rogers, and this theory to explain the points how to introduce and adopt innovation by a community, and then media becomes a place for information delivery adapted by early adopter and opinion leader dedicated to take adaptation action. And then in the last, it's a outcome. The process of digitalization and adopting new media in an effort to develop Sobokartti Semarang. Next, communication strategy. Planning is a form of increasing the knowledge, attitude, and the behavioral of the audience. Strategy as an effort to maintain the existence of Sobokartti Semarang through digitizing two-dimensional animation profile videos. And the next literature review, Culture of Participant from Henry Jenskin. Human cannot be spared from the product of technology and internet culture as a social practice between cyber users and technology media. Two-dimensional animation as a producer of creative culture text. And then the last literature review is digitalization and animation. Technological development ensure the digitalization of Sobokartti Semarang existence, and two-dimensional animation as a trending from digital products for the introduction of Sobokartti media. And the next, research is removed from the problems that occur in Sobokartti Semarang, and the problem statement that I designed is how is effective communication strategy in preserving the traditional arts of Sobokartti Semarang using two-dimensional animation. And then I use the method to research this paper use a qualitative, descriptive, approach to understand the use of digitalization media of Sobokartti Semarang profile using a two-dimensional animation. And the data using we are taken from observation, in-depth interviews, documentation, and then literation studies. And using triangulation technique to obtain valid research result from credible source. And then I use the method of multimedia development life cycle for theory animation, two-dimensional animation has a goal to design two-dimensional animation to make it more interesting, has a six-stage concept, design, material, collection, assembly, testing, and the last is distribution. The results of the research are Sobokartti is a studio and culture heritage building in Semarang City, Indonesia, which was established in 92 years, and the phenomena that occur at the Sobokartti Art Culture Association is currently experiencing a decline. People are less familiar with the name Art Studios Sobokartti Semarang, so they need a strategy to maintain their existence during a crisis pandemic situation. The effort might have an impact on Sobokartti Semarang. Managed system is well managed and adapting technology by making two-dimensional animated profile videos that are closely related to Generation Z and which is in the age range of 11 until 29 years. This is because at the age stage, Generation Z grow up in the era of digitalization, technology development, and the importance of making two-dimensional animation profile videos is a part of the strategy to introduce traditional arts and culture through digitalization two-dimensional animation profile. And this step is also part of the effort to preserve the traditional culture and art of Sobokartti Semarang as one of the old culture heritage center in Semarang City. And Sobokartti is a place for the preservation of Javanese art, such as dance, pedalangan, karawitan, and membatik on a non-profit basis. Technology adoption to exploit Sobokartti Semarang strategic potential. And the last, the strategy to using two-dimensional animation media to introduction Sobokartti Semarang with the target of Generation Z to maintain its existence. This study conclusion that communication play an important role in the strategic effort to maintain the existence of art studio during exposure to digitalization technology, and existence can be achieved when there is real action as an effort to maintain Javanese culture heritage and applying the theory of diffusion innovation from Rogers and effective communication strategies to maintain the existence of Sobokartti Semarang. Well, the animation media for the development of communication strategy stroke of digitalization. The authors would like to thank to Talents Innovation Indonesia in 2021 to fund this Kuala Lumpur Third International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research in 2021. In the last, thank you very much for your attention.